I am excited to get started. I think I'm streaming. Okay, so today I'm going to be working on the homepage mostly. I think. Because I just need a documentation site where people can go and just kind of get introduced to the framework. So that's what I'll be working on today. Let's see. First things first. How are we doing? I think it's only you right now. Yep, just me and you, Android. So, yeah. Some exciting stuff today. I want to get a new website up for Remake, because that's a huge problem right now, is people don't really know. Yeah, you're super early. Hey Lurks, how's it going? Let's see. So yeah, this website isn't great. So I want to get this website live, but I haven't worked on it in like a million years. So I think what I need to do is outline the features, make sure I have like a good idea of what the content should be. So this isn't going to be like a ton of programming, but we'll definitely do some HTML, some JavaScript, yeah, a little CSS, not like heavy library coding. Let's see if we can find the site. I believe it's this one here. Yeah, I think so. No, feel free. This is the perfect time. Why don't you post it? Yeah, post it and I'll check it out. This is honestly... Hey! Ooh, was it Steven? I'm pretty sure it was Steven. Is that right? Awesome. Cool. Welcome to the chat. How are you doing today? What are you working on? Okay, cool. So, Steven is right. Oh, see, oh. Oh man, I just saw that chat and then I opened up the chat again and I was like, Steven is right. Wait, who's saying Steven is right? Right about what? But yeah, okay, got it. Okay, so there's a few things to think about for the website. I just want to get this done as quickly as possible, but it's always good to think through it a little bit at first. So a big one is, oh my goodness, that sucks. I'm really sorry about that, Steven. That's the worst. Did anyone get hurt? I hope not. Make it good. Organize it. Was it like a bad one, or is it like pretty mild? So one is the copy, two is the design. Oh, that's really good. No one was hurt though, because like even just like, you know, like hurting your neck a little bit or something can last for like months. So that's good that no one was hurt. But yeah, dealing with car insurance, not something I've ever had to do because I don't own a car and I never have owned a car. But I imagine it's a pain in the ass. Okay, nice. I'm going to check this out in 1 second. So just for the website, so I need like a templating language, maybe. No, I didn't. I didn't. But I'm not gonna work on that right now because I just need a website out. Because I want to release this probably within the next 4 weeks, somewhere around there. And it just needs a website people can go to, like that's just pretty essential. Okay, let's look at this. So Privix OS, it's a mail client. Huh. Sick of companies spying on you, collecting your data and such? Well, we created a privacy-friendly and modern-looking mail client. But Thunderbird exists, I hear you say. Why should I use your mail client? We started to work on a privacy-friendly mail client because we couldn't find a mail client that does all of the following. Oh, hey, Q. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming. I just talked to Hugh this morning. He's an artist. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're looking at someone's project right now. They built a mail client. Android did. Yeah. That's very fun. Feel free to post your channel in the chat if anyone wants to follow a really talented artist who streams doing illustrations and concept artwork sometimes. Hugh is a great person to follow. Okay, we started working on a privacy-friendly mail client because we couldn't find a mail client that does all of the following. Privacy-friendly, modern-looking, yeah, absolutely. Supporting folders and labels, if the provider supports it. This is our base point, but we would like to expand to other things that people might want in a mail client, and that's why we created Privix OS's mail client. Name subject to change. Early development screenshots. Site requirements. Okay, cool. So you install it from source. Okay. Let's check out the screenshot. This looks pretty nice. This looks like a nice nice mail client. So over here, it would be nice to have a slightly higher quality screenshot and to show like different pages, but I'm sure you're getting to that. So we have the dashboard, email, and then an email account, it looks like, and then calendar, contacts, the storage quota. That's kind of cool. Name of the account, creating a new mail right here. Settings, notifications, probably the profile image, minimize, maximize, close. I don't know what these are for. Not showing or showing, but I don't know what that means. Maybe it's like read and unread to filter. I don't know. And then report as spam. No. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know what that does. Okay, cool. And then this is create a folder. This is create a tag if it supports it. Oh, to mark it as read or unread. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because these are like actions all up here. And then we have delete. And then we have another X. Oh, this one's probably the spam one. So this is probably delete, and then this is report as spam. And then this remove tags. That's my guess for that one. All email, inbox, sent, drafts, spam, trash, folders. Move to trash and delete. Oh, well, you probably only need the delete one on the trash one. The one next to folders is spam. Oh, okay. You might want to group. I would group the spam next to the delete, and then I would only show the like delete one on the trash page because. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying, okay, so like you have two options, delete or delete permanently, and you're showing both of them. I think people just aren't used to that. I think I would just have the move to trash, and then in the trash one, I would just have like empty trash. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think people aren't used to that. It might just be a little weird at first, a new kind of concept. But yeah, this looks pretty sweet. I like this. Pretty simple, pretty slick. The name I think could use a could use a change, but just because it's called OS. So I guess if you, I mean, maybe you're building an OS. Cool. Yeah, maybe you're building an OS. So yeah, it looks like maybe you are. Mail client website. Welcome. Let's see what this is. Nope. Nothing here. If you're too lazy to go through the commits, you can read this file. Jeez, way to guilt me, huh? Nice. Okay. That's awesome. Wow. That's pretty cool. You should check out contributors. Okay. Oh, you're in oh no. Just go. Okay, let's go to, oh man, somehow I lost it. Oh no, here it is. Okay, go to contributors for the mail client. Oh no, that's contributing. What? Oh. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, I appreciate that a lot. That's cool. That's awesome. Wow, I don't know if I've ever been a contributor before. No, I think I have. I was a contributor to, I think, a routing library for Meteor. But yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Awesome. Cool, cool. How far along is the calendar here? Because I think if it's not that far along, you might just want to focus on the email aspect. Because I think a lot of people are looking for like a super simple email client. I think what I would love is like something that just opens instantly and is like like already synced, you know? Yeah, I would just get rid of the calendar for now. But you could definitely make like a really cool landing page just based on this. I don't know what the dashboard is for though. And I think I would almost prefer, this is just me talking, so, you know, talk to more than one user, obviously. But like, I would prefer this entire pane. I'm sorry to say this, but I would just prefer it to not be there. Like, I think what I would love, and this is just me, I would love like a little icon in my top, in this top like bar, where I could just click it and I could see this interface right here. And it's just like always up to date, it's always synced. Yeah. It looks more like a website than an app. But I think, yeah, a lot of people are just looking for like something super basic, simple, lightweight, and fast. But yeah, I mean, that's just my 2 cents. This is really nicely designed though, really slick. Okay, so let's see. A lot of stuff to do. This is kind of a good description. I kind of like this a little bit. So I think I need to decide on the templating. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, I need to decide on the templating language, copy the design. I mean, I already have kind of like the basic design. I do need to make this wider, I think, which is kind of tough because there's not a ton of space here. Yeah, this is kind of tough. So for the pages, I have this program called CodeKit. And CodeKit has this kind of cool kit extension where you can do basic like templating. So I was thinking about just using this. But then I'm like, what if I want to use Markdown to write the content? But whatever, I guess I'm kind of fine. Yeah, you know what? I'm pretty fine with just using HTML to write the content. So let's plan on doing that. So we'll use HTML to write the content, and let's open up Notion, and let's oh man, Notion is tripping out. My sidebar just didn't load. Back to no. Where did it go? Oh no. Wait. I guess I don't want this user. And okay, so I'll be right back. I gotta put my privacy secret screen up so I can log in with Google here. Google Artistify and Artistify password. No, shoot. I just signed up with it. Man, you know what sucks? Having so many social accounts and so many social logins and you don't even know which one you logged in with. That is the worst. Because I just signed up with a new account, apparently, and now they're going to email me a bunch of stuff. I think I'm going to work on the remake documentation, but I'll check out the document feedback you gave. Okay. So Notion, let's see, Notion. I don't have a login for that. I could have sworn it was Gmail. Let's see. Password. Whew, okay. Maybe main. This isn't it. Huh. I don't know which account I use this with. Oh, nice. What? Huh. Okay, so it's not... This is so confusing. I'm sorry, like, I can't figure this out. How do I even log out of this service? Yeah, it just like sucks so much when you're like... I mean, this is like totally not really a real problem, but it just sucks when you want to do something and the tool gets in the way. It's just like, oh, I'm more important than whatever you want to do. It's like, actually, I could use something else. Oof. I don't know. I have no idea which account I use for signing up. This is so annoying. It must be Artistify, right? No, I think I use a totally different one. Okay, let's search Gmail for Notion and then I can figure out which one I signed up with. To... Oh, I signed up with a new weird account because I'm super weird. Okay, whatever. Paste login code. So they're one of those companies, I guess maybe they don't let you create a password. That'd be weird. Okay, continue with login code. Hey Bloodluster, how's it going? So I'm going to try to create a password, maybe, if I can find the settings. Settings, there we go. Members, admin. You really can't set a password? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I guess Notion password. Okay, whatever. Huh. So I guess, yeah, I guess I can't create a password for a user in Notion. I can only log in by putting in my email address. That, in my opinion, is an attempt to be more usable, but isn't actually more usable because they're not considering things like remembering which account you signed in with. But whatever. I'm gonna generate a new account for this. And then I will be able to just tell myself later that I have an account for this even though it doesn't have a password. Okay. Man. Okay, sorry, I've been pretty quiet. I'm just like trying to figure out how to save this. 1Password is crazy too, but whatever. Okay, so I think we're logged in now. I should clear my clipboard because I have a bunch of passwords on here. And then we will resume the stream. Okay. Storyline.com. Okay, just one more thing. I just gotta log in on the desktop app too, and I'll be back. Okay, got it. Hey, hi Flare NL, how's it going? Okay, so now I can remove the secret screen. Okay, we're back. Okay, so I have a lot of things I want to think about, but let's go through this feedback really quick by Andrew, who is a member of the viewers, member of the chat. I assume you'd update the technology at some point, otherwise you'd stay behind and get outdated. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it doesn't care if it uses, I think, cutting edge would be a better way of saying that. Yeah, I'm going to resolve that. But yeah, I think that's a good point. Does this clarify it for you? that it doesn't care if it uses cutting edge. I feel like that's better than saying the latest. Nice. Security details. So there's must be some exploits. Okay. Yep, that's definitely a good feedback there. Okay, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna try to address this. So the basic idea behind the security, in case you're curious, is that your HTML gets extracted. The data gets extracted from your HTML and put into a JSON file, and basically that JSON file can have anything in it. It's not going to affect anything except for the user's own page, right? So if they want to, write a swear word or whatever a million times, that's fine. It's just like any other site. They're able to edit it, right? But that JSON file isn't connected to anything else. So all you're doing is letting them write to their own data and modify their own data as much as they want. But that's all you're letting them do in an ordinary application anyways. So that's why it's secure, is just because you're just giving basically the user access to their own data and the ability to edit their own data. Okay, and then this one, let's look at this. 50% web apps. Okay, so first comment down here. The answer is to keep things simple and not stress yourself out too much. It sounds like this framework isn't for everybody, which it might be, also in comparison to what I read in the What is Remake document, and that's okay. Yep, I think that's definitely a good point. I think maybe I should mention that in the document somewhere. Like in what is Remake, maybe I can say, I don't know. I think this is kind of clear, this part. I don't know. Yeah, but it's definitely not for everyone. Okay. So you find this part unclear. Is about making a project with Remake and picking up several cutting-edge technologies. Right. Wait. In the source code, take notes. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's read through this section. The answer is simple. Okay, why should I intentionally aim to build something worse? That's a good question. The answer is simple. To keep things simple and not stress yourself out too much. When your customers, a few years from now, are requesting a huge new feature, you want your first instinct to be, how can I get this done? And not, when will the hellish torture of maintaining this app finally end? When you intentionally build a web app with let's say, only a few moving pieces, you can hold the entire thing in your head. This means that when a new feature is suggested down the line, your first instinct is to try to understand the user's need instead of immediately resisting the idea. On the flip side, if instead you decided to start with a framework that uses several cutting-edge technologies under the hood, you might find yourself with more limitations than you'd like down the road, or some dark magic buried in the source code that you have to spend a few nights and weekends. Okay, awesome. Nice. Okay, resolved. Yeah, I think I could still work on this part though about saying it's not for everyone. Most of the time building, okay, what does building a 50% web app mean, practically speaking? Oh, by the way, if anyone wants to read these articles on their own, I have links to them that I will post in the chat. Oh shoot. Whatever. Okay. Oops. What is 4x combo? I don't know what that means. But yeah, those are, if anyone wants to read these documents and give feedback themselves. Okay, so what does building a 50% web app mean, practically speaking? Most of the time, a 50% web app means choosing the boring technology stack that's simple and easy for you to understand. No, this is not the one that's going to be deprecated within a year. That's not the right one. That's simple and easy for you to understand instead of the sexy stack that has all the latest features. Yeah. Wait, I don't understand. Yeah, the advanced sexy stack is the one that's going to be deprecated like every 3 months. Why did this not make sense? Most of the time building a 50% web apps means choosing the boring technology stack, tech stack that's simple and easy to understand, instead of the sexy stack that has all the latest features but will probably be deprecated within the year. Why is that unclear? Which part of that is unclear? Why did you think that the boring stack was going to be deprecated within a year? The boring stack should be like stable. Instead of starting your app only to realize half of your dependencies are outdated or deprecated, your app just starts up and works most of the time. I think I'm getting what you're putting down here. I was confused on the other doc about this, but I think I get it now. Okay. Yeah, I think, okay, I'm gonna leave that comment because if it takes to this point for you to kind of get it, I think I need to be clearer towards the beginning about what's going on. Almost no one, yep. Article or story? Well, this is, I don't know, this is kind of an article. It's not as, is it? Oh wait, this is, yeah, this is the one. Okay, wait. I mean, it has a story in it, but I think most of the content is article in nature. Oh, yeah, you know what? I think that's going to be a big issue. I think that's going to be a big issue because I am literally releasing a new framework that has a totally different way of doing things. But what I'm talking about is like complex technology. I think I need to like explain Remake is literally serializing your DOM, turning it into JSON, and plopping it in your database, and like with the appropriate user, and that's literally all it's doing. It's not doing SSR combined with code splitting, like that kind of stuff, right? It's not handling 50 different components that all have like subtly different ways of rendering depending on which page they're in or what context they have. But yeah, I think that's not your bad. I think I should say that. I mean, I need to be clearer about this whole cutting edge thing. So yeah. Why doesn't Remake count as cutting edge? This needs to be explained. I guess I don't really have to explain it here. I more have to explain it in the what is remake. So let's see, cut, there's this one. Doesn't care. Yeah, I think I mean, even though I stated this here, right? So it's a little bit more clear than it was before. I think I do need to kind of explain that a little bit better. Maybe I'll have like a different article to link to like how remake works under the hood, right? Something like that. Okay. So let's go down here. Yep. Let's see. I didn't know you could link to a comment. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is where I assume you update the technology at some point, as otherwise you'd stay behind and get outdated. So yeah, I think the kind of point of remake is that like it doesn't care if it stays behind and gets outdated because that's gonna at least be predictable. You're kind of choosing to like build a simple hut and live in it and like go about your business instead of deciding you have to build like the tallest, you know, like skyscraper in the world, you know, like you're just being like, oh yeah, I built this little hut, might build another little hut, you know, like that's kind of what remake or 50% web apps are about, I think. Yeah, I should probably, maybe I'll mention that or something. I think, I don't know, article, rant, probably put rant here. But I'll keep article for now. Hey, Twist8989, how's it going? We are reviewing some blog posts that I'm going to be publishing soon on this new framework I'm building. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, article story. Okay, so let's check out this last one. What are you up to today, Twist? Okay, so go up here. I am not. I am using OBS. I can't use Streamlabs because I'm on a Mac. You're grilling? Huh? You're grilling, that's why you're asking. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure if you're actually grilling or if that's the thing that's the term that means something. Like, are you grilling hot dogs and hamburgers? Did you try Streamlabs? So yeah, so I have this bot in here. I have Streamlabs and Streamelements, both bots. I got to get rid of one of them at some point. I think, I don't know. I'm not sure which one I like better. But anyways, yeah, I use both bots, and then I also have like an overlay. Like when people follow or whatever, it like shows up here. And then I have, I used to have a chat overlay. Is this working for you guys? Is this the chat overlay? Wait. It wasn't on the whole time? How did it turn off? Oh, maybe I needed to turn it off for something a while ago. There we go. There you go. That's nice. Okay, is that true? Yeah. So yeah, I think, I don't know. What does grilling mean? Can you? I like can't move past that. Um, you have a great idea for a web app. You tell your friends about it. After a few weeks of discussion, you all decide it's the best thing ever. You decide to quit your day jobs and start building a company from scratch. Life advice: don't quit your job. Just do your project next to your job. It doesn't have anything to do with this document, but I felt like sharing. That is, indeed, very good life advice. You always want some kind of income coming in. So when your side project starts making money, I think that's an okay point to consider cutting back on your regular work. Yeah, I think this is normal though. Like this is normal if you're not doing regular feedback sessions to just lose sight. I can clarify this. Unfortunately, you forgot about some of these early feedback requests because you were so focused on building the product. Does that help at all? I mean, I feel like that kind of hammers it home a little bit. Yeah. But I feel like every dev team to some extent gets caught in this cycle. Unless like you're, at a big company with like a really good design feedback, research cycle, right? Like if your company has like a user research arm and stuff, you'll be fine. But yeah, I think that's rare at startups. So maybe this, or how about, unfortunately, you missed how important some of these feedback requests were in your early research? Oh, okay, so this doesn't help. Unfortunately, you missed how important some of these early feedback requests were in your research. So this, would you just remove this? Wait, do you guys know what grilling means? And you're just like holding me and... Okay. Okay, I'll remove that. Okay, it's time to start planning a new interface all over again. Yep, exactly. If only I could... Oh, yep, you're right. Nope, you're right. Cool. So in general, Android, whose real name I know now. Oh, that's why you're called Android, because literally the first 4 letters of your name match up. Did you know, so this is an interesting fact about your name, that you're named after an operating system? No, I'm just kidding. That's not the fact. And also you're not, but there's an operating system that I'm sure you've heard of because like 80 or 90% of phones run on it, called Android, and it was made by, I don't know, some guy, and then Google bought it. Did you know that they licensed the term Android from Lucasfilm? Because I think the first people to use it and like copyright it was Star Wars. So Google needed to license the term Android, and so like in every advertisement you see, I think, like in the bottom right, it'll say like the term Android licensed from Lucasfilm or whatever, or Disney now, right? At least was the case back in the day. Maybe they have a different setup now. But yeah, Andrew, what did you think about the articles? Were they compelling? Were they interesting? Did you feel convinced by them? I don't know. What did you think in general? Whew. I think I did this. Yeah, this is done now. So I'm going to move this to... I guess I can just trash it. Yeah, let's trash it. What happens to trash pages? Oh, maybe they just stay forever. Awesome. Ooh, that's exciting. I appreciate that. That's cool. Okay. Awesome. Um, so Steven says registering trademarks for common words is a really shitty thing to do, in my humble opinion. Well, the term android, I think, didn't exist. I think the term droid, didn't exist before Star Wars. I'm pretty sure about that. So, what do you think about that? Like, if you make up a new term for describing something, do you think you have a right to that term at all? I think it's kind of like the basis of a lot of businesses, you know? Like if you, I don't know, like Kleenex, for example, right? That's like a brand name. And it just became associated with, the tissue paper for blowing your nose. But like if anyone could just use the brand name Kleenex, right? Like that would be kind of hard. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, totally. Like common phrases like that, absolutely I agree. Like that's crazy to me. Yeah. That's like trying to, I would say that's equivalent, although far less serious than trademarking the human genome. Did you know that there's some like companies that are like trying to, it's not trademark, but like patent protect like certain gene sequences, and like some of them I think are like gene sequences in the human body. Isn't that like absolutely like bonkers? I feel like that's totally bonkers. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna own the genetic code of something that's in your body. That's crazy. Yeah. I think it'll adapt with time, but it's just like crazy, crazy to me. I'm not positive on that fact either. Maybe it's not, maybe I was misled about that, or something different. Okay, so let's see, a lot of things to focus on, but I think the core thing is like, can I get a simple web page set up, right? Like, who cares about multiple pages? I don't care about multiple pages. Let's just remove the sidebar, right? Expand the page a little bit, and then I'll like write the intro. I'll write like a couple more sections. And I have a notebook where I wrote what sections I wanted, so I'll be right back. Okay, so the other thing we're going to do, I think, is build this in Remake, because it would be nice if the page... Oh no, that's not going to work, is it? Okay, so the thing with the Remake is you need to be logged in to make edits. Oh, fuck. So, but I want to show like examples of the framework on the page, and then show it like live updating. So yeah, I have to use the Remake front-end framework. Aye, aye, aye. That's tough. Okay, and the build tool I'm using right now is CodeKit, which just like handles all the compilation for you, right? It's kind of nice. It just compiles the Sass, compiles the JavaScript. Lets you like separate things out into like header, footer, sidebar, stuff like that. But if I'm adding the full framework, that's tough. I don't know. I guess yeah, the first thing is let's make a document, right? Let's make a document, get the content down. So we're gonna say, did I already have a website here? No. Okay, so I'm gonna do a new one. I'm gonna just say website, enter, and we're gonna open this as a page. Okay, so what I'm thinking of is like there's gonna be a heading, and it's gonna say remake. Is this bold? It is. Okay, I guess. And then we're gonna say down here, this is gonna be a heading 2, and this is gonna be build. And you guys can tell me what you think of this. Actually, we want a heading 3. Oh no. There we go. Okay. So this is going to be build CRUD. Very sexy word. Build CRUD web apps quickly. What do you think? Does that sell it? Does that sell it for you? I don't know. I mean, for me, powerful web app utility libraries for adding dynamic features to any page. It doesn't quite get it across. But build CRUD web apps quickly, even though it's not the sexiest sounding thing, it does get the point across. And I actually did like a test of this with like some startup founders, and I explained it like this. Oh, okay. I might if I knew what CRUD means. Okay, yeah, that is definitely an issue. Are you? Wait, what? You're a developer. You know what CRUD means. Yeah, you totally know. You 100% know what CRUD means. No, he's trolling. I think he's saying like if other people don't know what CRUD means, right? Or maybe not. Android, do you not? You really didn't know what CRUD meant? Oh, huh. Okay. That's unfortunate because I feel like it captures. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Oh, how about dynamic? Build? Or how about we could just say build web apps quickly. Yeah. Build web apps quickly. That kind of captures it. I don't know. CRUD just captures so much. It really does. Because it's like it's a type of web app. You know, it's like it's a web app where all you're doing is you're just adding items, removing items, or editing items, or viewing them, right? But I can't really do like build, build, create, read, update, delete web apps quickly. That'd be kind of funny. Yeah, I think I'll go with that for now. I think if I do run into problems, you know, because I do want, and I want this to be open to anyone, you know, like I want like a kid to be able to sit down and build something with this. So I might need to change this in the future. But I think for now, the primary audience is probably going to be programmers. And I think maybe 50% of the time they're going to know what it means. So we'll leave it like that. And then I'm going to say feels like prototyping. Okay, cool. And then I'll say simple, easy to learn syntax. Don't worry about the backend. I don't know about okay, and I also have the description here, which I worked on for a little bit with the stream. An easy to use web app framework, so much different focus. Well, a tiny bit different focus. Definitely focusing on the like end user instead of like or the developer experience instead of, you know, the quickly part. And then we've got create editable pages using only HTML templates. I actually do kind of like that. And then easy to learn, powerful data attribute syntax, perfect for rapidly prototyping ideas. Okay, how about this? Perfect for rapidly prototyping ideas. Then easy to learn, powerful data attribute syntax, and like that. So you're gonna have to explain rubber ducking solvent, and it better not be dirty. Because, you know, we have a strict policy around here on this stream, and a mod will shoot you down if rubber ducking is something outrageous. What does rubber ducking mean? It sounds incredibly dirty. Okay, anyways. Let's see. But Solvent, of course, welcome to the stream. We love to have you, and this is super fun. Okay. Rubber ducking is a way for a dev to explain their problem out loud to someone who ideally has no idea what it's about, and so in theory they have to explain it in a way that can be understood. Oh, by doing that, it usually makes something click in the thought process and you fix it. Ah, okay. I highly approve of that process. Cool. Yeah, I do that all the time with my wife, so still feels weird to say. Okay. So perfect for rapidly prototyping ideas. Okay, so would feels like prototyping be better? Because then you're not saying you're rapidly prototyping, it just feels like prototyping. Ah, okay. Okay, cool. So then we'll say simple, easy to learn. Let's not mention that it's a data attribute syntax yet. Huh. Okay. Obviously this is a huge movement that I was unaware of. Oh, that's cute. Oh no, that's funny. That's actually, you know what, that's like I think it's, let's see, a $4,000 project. Like if you released an app that literally displayed a rubber duck in the corner of your program, in the corner of your screen, and when you clicked on it, it would record your voice, right? And then it would like save the audio somewhere so you could refer to it later. I think that would be like, you could launch that on Product Hunt and make like $4,000 in a few days. I don't know, maybe not. I've never sold $4,000 worth of software, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, feels like prototyping, simple, easy to use, simple, easy to learn syntax. Create editable pages using only HTML templates. I think maybe don't worry about the backend is a little bit more powerful. Don't worry about the back end. Right? That's kind of simple, kind of nice, right? I don't know, maybe. Okay, then we're gonna have modern cutting edge frameworks. I might need a new word for this, but let's keep it like that for now. Say often slow you down because there are so many moving pieces. Okay, good luck, Salvin. Okay, modern cutting edge frameworks often slow you down because there are so many moving pieces. Okay, sure. Remake is all about choosing the simplest technology to get the job done. Okay, so not perfect. I just wrote it like very quickly. So if anyone has any feedback on that, that would be great. And then we're going to have let's see, another heading. And we'll say like remake, or how about like handling state is easy. And then we're going to have, we'll say like, we'll have an HTML code block. Okay, nice. And we'll have this set to be an object. I don't know whether to split this up to multiple lines, but yeah, no, I think keeping it on one line for now would be good. So let's say data O key name John, data O key age, I guess. And we'll say like 24. And we'll say, and so this part I haven't planned out as much or at all, but we'll say like HTML like this, or let's say if you write, no, HTML like this is awesome, Salvin. We totally need you to help with this. So we're trying to get a new web page up. Just so you know the mission, we want to get this web page up. We're going to remove the sidebar for now, even though it's a beautiful sidebar. And we're going to just have a single page that just explains what Remake is and how to get started. And so I'm writing the copy for that right now. So we'll say HTML like this is automatically converted into JSON, or maybe we'll say extracted as JSON or serialized as JSON. How about turned into? That's so much nicer. It's automatically turned into JSON. And saved to the current user. Converted to. Isn't turned into simpler? Yeah, I guess converted is clearer. Converted into JSON. I guess we can say and saved. I don't know. So, okay, say I'm building a web app. What is like my number one concern? It's like, how do I add things? Basically, how do I create things? How do I add things to the page? How do I edit them? How do I remove them? Like the whole CRUD cycle, right? But I guess I'm also worried about user counts, security, deployment. But I guess I want to know, like, what is the key thing about this framework that makes it easy, right? So maybe like, how about like Remake is able to convert HTML like this into JSON. Is able to convert into JSON. Okay, nice. And I guess we could just have another code block. And I think these will be next to each other on the actual page. I guess we'll have it be JSON too instead of JavaScript. So we'll say, we gotta put this in quotes. So we'll say name, John, and then age, 24. Into JSON. I don't know. I feel like maybe this should be, no, that's fine there. Yeah, and then we'll explain this afterwards. So we'll say like, I don't know what we put here, but I think there has to be something there that just says like, oh, maybe like, and this, oops, and this can be automatically saved to the database. Or, and this is automatically saved to the database. Yeah, right? That's kind of nice, right? Handling state is easy. And maybe, I don't know. What do you think about this? So if we have we have a heading here that just says like objects. No, I don't like it as much. Okay, handling state is easy. What about arrays? No. Okay. Handling state is easy. Even, how about we say like heading 3? We'll say like even for multiple items, something like that. And then we'll give an example of this. Okay, so let's just copy this right here. Okay, and then we're going to do a list, and we're going to cut that, and then we're going to add this. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. And we'll have John and Mary is 26. Remake uses the natural structure of the HTML to create nested objects. Nested objects. Okay. Now we got a list. Got that and that. And we'll do Mary and 26. Okay, nested objects. Okay, and that could be all for that section, right? So right now, I feel like this is like the easiest framework ever. I haven't gotten into any of the complicated parts. Okay, so, oh, and let's say remake the web.com. That's good. Let's see. Let's go to the site. Oh no, that's a good idea. That makes me so sad though. No, that's a that's a good idea. Remake website, and we're gonna go in here into the source, into. I don't know why I'm like play-by-playing this, but I'm just uploading an image. Okay, cool. So that's nice. Nice icon for our page. Okay, so remaketheweb.com. Remake. Build CRUD web apps quickly. Feels like prototyping. Simple, easy to learn syntax. Don't worry about the backend. Ooh, that sells me already. I'm like, boom, I'm in, right? Modern cutting-edge frameworks often slow you down because there are so many moving pieces. Remake is all about choosing the simplest technology to get the job done. Oops, sorry guys, I gotta take this text message real quick. Might be important. Oh yeah. Okay, sorry, just a little heavy. Okay, so Remake is all about choosing the simplest technology to get the job done. Handling state is easy. Remake is able to... did I find someone interested in doing the DevOps/CLI? It's good, but personally I'm missing examples on how it would work in a project. Might be a subject for a different page, so it might not fit on this page. No, totally, Android. Should I call you Android or Andrew? I keep wanting to call you Andrew for some reason, but I will call you Android because that's your name in the chat, unless you prefer otherwise. Yeah, that's the next thing I'm doing. I'm going to do like a real app right here on the page. Solvin, I did and I didn't. So I interviewed a developer who costs $250 an hour, which is about 4 times as expensive as I can afford, if not more so. But he gave me like some really good advice that would make it so that I could even maybe do it myself. Okay, cool, nice. You're okay with either one. But then I interviewed some other developers who are interested in the project, and they have much more reasonable rates. So I'm thinking about hiring them, but if you know anyone who's good with command line tools and deploying servers, and ideally Nginx, because I think Nginx is going to be the core technology for like routing the requests and stuff like that, that would be great. But yeah, so I interviewed 2 developers. Both of them were really good, really strong. And I'm thinking about going with one of them, but I'm just trying to brainstorm, can I make the budget work and that kind of stuff. Because it would be so cool, right? If you could just have... Oh, nice. Yeah, I've used Nginx too, but it's like, it can do so much, right? Like, it has so much power. And I think I only use like probably 1% of its power. But yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so Remake is all about choosing the simplest technology to get the job done. That's kind of nice. Handling state is easy. Boom, simple line of HTML. Remake is able to convert, how about like this HTML into JSON. Boom. And this is automatically saved to the database. Boom. Yeah, totally. You're doing DevOps and CLI, but nowhere near those devs, I'm sure, LOL, or I'd volunteer. Well, I mean, I don't know. If maybe we could talk about it if you want to do like a phone call at some point. I would absolutely want to pay you for your work. But if you have the time and you want to, you know, discuss maybe something, if we talked about it within the next 5 days, that would be ideal because I have to get back to those developers mid next week. you know, either way, whether I'm deciding to do it or not. Okay, and this is automatically saved to the database. At this point, like, as a user, I'm already super excited about the framework, to be honest. Okay, even for multiple items. List, object, oh wait, I don't have the full syntax here. I need this. It just got 10 times more complicated. Okay, there we go. Object, object, kind of cool. Remake uses the natural structure of the HTML to create nested objects. Boom, there we go. Okay, so next we're gonna see, we're gonna just throw them into the fire. So we're gonna just say heading 3, and we're gonna say this is what a real application looks like. A real, I will say app, what a real app looks like. Okay, and then we're gonna do HTML. We're really gonna throw them into the fire. I don't know, this might be too soon. But let's see, so I have this new kind of syntax. It's a tiny bit different than what I've had before. I've been working on so many things, guys, honestly. Wow. What? Really? Is it this old? No. There has to be something here. Huh. Or maybe it's not in this directory. Oh no, maybe it's... No, it's not this. This is wicked old. Oh yeah, I wanted to do that. Huh. We could talk tomorrow if you'd like. I'd be interested in helping where I can, especially after the talk about making an easy one-click button app thing and stuff a couple weeks ago, I think. Yeah, that would be super cool. I think that the app probably, you know, of course, unless we get some help, will be pretty far out. Okay, you had to learn DevOps for FickB and CLI for Joan. Joan is the video hosting thing, right? Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Oh, right. Yep. Named after Joan of Arc. I remember now. Right. Sorry. What's the name of the company you work for again? It's like a video thing for the government where you're hosting documentaries. National Film Board of Canada, NFBC. Do you ever refer to it as NFB or NFBC? Okay, let's see. So maybe it's in my downloads folder. Oh, here it is. Here, important. Okay, so this was from A24. It wasn't actually from that long ago. Important. Okay. NFB of Canada. Nice transition, Stephen. I love that. Okay. So let's see. This. Okay, so I don't know, I think that's slightly clearer. Okay, so I have a important question for you guys. It is actually a little bit important because it's going to determine some of the syntax of the framework long term. So, man, Okay, so HTML. Okay, so what do you guys think about I mean, everything's going to be the same, actually, here. The only difference is this. So yeah, let's just copy this. Oh, I missed a for each, closing for each. So this compared with an O here and this dot inner text. So comparing these two code snippets, the only difference is this line compared to this line. So this line is a line I haven't used a lot, but it's the L stands for location. So it's a location key. And by default, it'll look in the inner text of the current element for the value of this key. So the key name is text, and then the value is just going to be right in here. Do you prefer that syntax, or do you prefer this syntax where we actually specify where it is and we use a regular O key? So we're using like O data-O everywhere, so it's one less letter, I guess, to worry about. Right here we have data L. You prefer this one, it's more explicit. Okay. Any other votes? Just comparing this to this. So these two lines, this or this. So this one where you're saying it's inside of there, or this one where you're directly saying it. If you go for data L key text, could you override it like data L key text something? No, so it stands for a location attribute. So what it's looking for is a selector. So by default, it defaults to just a period, but the period stands for the current element. But you could also put in like this for it. So this will look for a to-do inside of the current element to find the value. And then you can also specify an attribute. So you can say like attribute, I don't know, source or something. So you can, it like lets you get a value for a key like pretty much anywhere in the document. And using like any selector or any attribute. So the default selector is this dot inner text. For this one, so the default selector is a period, which stands for the current element, and then I don't know, I guess prop inner text. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So just to be clear, these are just to be clear, right now this data O is only used for storing text in it. So this would be compiled to like a text string, but I'm thinking about changing it so that you can use, you know, expressions in it too, like this dot inner text. But we're going to keep the location key either way. It's just going to be about like what we suggest is the best practice for this. Like if you're creating a super simple to-dos app, should you point to the inner text using the data location key and have it, you know, default to the inner text as the current item, or should you explicitly state it with this expression inside of a data O key? You like not having to type defaults. What did you mean by data O key text? Oh, it looks like an HTML boolean. Okay, that's what you mean. Yeah, like the video, like where you say controls or no controls for the video element, or you say autoplay or not. Yeah, it's only CSS selectors. So there's two arguments here separated by a space. So the first argument is a class selector, and then the second argument is the property that you want to get. Yeah. Okay. I just worry because I have like so you know you have data O, right? Data O, and then data I, right? And so just data O and data I is kind of hard to understand, right? You have the input and the output, you know, and explaining that is kind of simple. But then I'm gonna introduce this new one where it's like, oh yeah, and by the way, there's data L's too. You know, like it just it feels like a little too much all at once. But I agree, it is a lot simpler. Yeah. Well, do you think, okay, so one more question. So what about having it like the on or off attribute or having it set to an empty string? Which one do you prefer? Yeah, the thing I think about this one is it is more explicit. Okay. Wait. I like it empty. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's funny. That stinks. I wonder if I can turn that off somehow. So I guess I'll make one more tiny argument for this one, which is that I think if you're reading this, right? I think if you're just reading through this as a developer, I think this one you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense, right? Whereas this one, I think you're like, what does this do? Location, yeah, location. Yeah, so it points to another location, but by default it points to the current element. So, but I'm just curious because if you just learned about like the basics of objects and lists, and then you see this, you're like, oh, that's a little different, but oh wait, I know what this is. I know what, you know, this usually refers to the current context. And then inner text, I know what that is, that's a property. Whereas this, I kind of feel like you're just like totally lost, you know, if that hasn't been explained before. I don't know, I feel like I'm like very strongly arguing for this one, but I'm okay with either one. I don't know. I'm not okay with this one, I guess, unless I at least touch on the location attributes before. You know, because I feel like they at least have to know, right? They at least have to, like, you can't just be like, hey, here's like a data O attribute, here's another data O attribute. Here, this one's for objects, this one's for lists, and then you're just like, oh, and by the way, we're going to build the final application with none of those. You know, like we're going to switch to L attributes. Okay. Yeah, so I think I agree. I think I'm going to go with this one, or try to go with this one. Of course, all of this is experimental. It's kind of actually going to be a little weird to support this. You know what? So this actually will be harder to support because then I'm going to have to actually, every time I'm getting the data from an element, I'm going to have to look inside the value and then see if it, you know, starts with an expression, and then if it does, process it as an expression. So it does make parsing the page, like serializing the page, a lot more difficult, which is why I named these ones differently so that it would be easier to parse the page, right? You automatically know if you need to look inside the value, you know, or just grab the value. And I like the idea of data O just staying that way. So yeah, let's actually, I'm gonna just totally backpedal and let's just use this one because I think I want to release this framework within the next month. I don't want to make any like experimental changes last minute. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's gonna make a huge difference with large data. Okay, so the other thing, yeah, I know, right? little crazy. Okay, so okay, rubber duck, got it. So okay, the only thing I need to do is actually replace this with this. Now, okay, another question. So I have this for each loop, but I can't actually use a for each loop because I want to use all of the handlebar helpers, which are just template helpers that you can install for handlebars. So I want the user to have access to all of those out of the box, and for each is one of those. So I need a different name for the each loop, and regular handlebars has already taken each. So I'm thinking like each item. I'm thinking EA, which is terrible. I'm thinking for each item. I'm thinking loop. I actually really like loop, but I'm not sure if it's taken already. Handlebars helpers. Let's check. And then I can also use for, which I think also might be taken. Loop. Oh, loop is not taken. And for, let's see, for, they have before, for each, with before, for in, for own. I don't think they took for. Loop. So wait, Solvin, you're back already? How are you back already? Okay, so if I do four A's, what? Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been a huge fan of Sublime for a long time. I bought actually Sublime 2 and then Sublime 3. I was just like, I can't live without this. How can I not buy it? 1 for 2 for each item, otherwise a loop. Okay, let's check handlebars, because maybe the default. Yeah. Maybe maybe this one uses helpers. Let's see, block helpers. Wait, do I have a for here? Or sorry, an each? Each. Wait, what? This documentation is crazy. Let's see. Each. Where's my each? Numbers path. Helpers. It's in each. Sorry, it's in helpers. Okay. So we're gonna search. I guess, yeah, let's look for built-in helpers. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is what we wanted. If, unless, each, with, lookup, log. Okay, so yeah, let's use. Okay, so you're saying for each item, otherwise a loop. Okay, let's see how it feels. Loop for each item. I kind of like for each item. It's kind of nice. Each item loop for. So we could say for to do and then as equals to do. I don't know. Doesn't feel great to me. I think for each item and then item name. I like that. Yeah, I think I can't use that syntax though that easily with a helper. I think just like saying in like this, to do, in to-dos. I don't know, I researched how to make a handlebars helper, and I think doing it this way is a little bit hard. Okay, so now you guys like it. Jeez. I really don't know if it's easy or not. I guess I'll try it. Okay, we'll copy this and save it. But as a backup, we'll have this one. I mean, do what works. Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's see. So in order to pull this off, every time I'm looping through, I'm like grabbing the inner template, and then that's how I'm using this new attribute. Sorry, doorbell just rang. I think I got a package or something. I'll be right back. Okay. Whew. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna do, I don't know, this is like ugly as heck. But yeah, maybe we'll do that. We'll try to do this if we can. And then I'm gonna try to save the template, and then I'll be able to add the to-do. So this will be our starting example, hopefully, if everything goes well. But it might actually end up with more confusion than it's worth. Because we'll have this like new helper that we're going to have to explain. But the benefit of doing it this way is that now I don't have to use a partial in order to like write an application. Because I have this new helper that's going to save the template whenever it's run. So that's why this is a custom for each. It's not because I'm like adding a new type of for each that can do something different. It's just I need some custom code in there that's going to grab the item name and save the inner partial as something that can be rendered later. So I don't know if it's a good idea. It feels a little bit like it's not a good idea, but just a tiny bit. I would really like to have a really strong example like this instead of like having to split it up into multiple files and like have one be a partial file and the other one be a page file. So let's see. So I actually do have some fun code to play around with. We can be done with the homepage for now. Even though I do want to explain like each line of this. Yeah, maybe I'll do that before we play around with the CodePen. So here's what each line does. Okay, line 1 is I wrote this documentation before in the annotated source code. Okay, so we phrase it like this. Oh, nice. What kind of CRUD app? This tells Remake that the data in this element represents an array. This is a custom handlebars helper that loops through a list and renders the inner content for every item. As long as you name each item, you can use them later when using the, this is way too complicated, a new attribute. But, well, I don't know. I don't know how much of that I need to put in, but probably not that much. Line 3, we'll just skip that. Line 4, yeah, so, okay, what should I say then? This is a, okay, yeah, this loops through each item in an array. No. So the handlebars is on the back end. So the helper is created once, and it's going to be very similar to, it's going to be just as efficient as the built-in helper. It's just doing a tiny, very, very minuscule amount of extra work. Yeah. And it's actually, I don't know, it's kind of hacky, to be honest. It really is. So I have this, I'll explain this. So we have this attribute here, data I knew, and you can just point it at, this is supposed to be a partial, right? So this is the name of a partial. And then it's going to automatically render that partial and add it to the end of the closest data O type list, right? So that's pretty fancy, that's pretty nice. Nothing super complicated there. But then I was like, okay, that requires me to have a partial in here and then to have a separate file that's a partial, which isn't bad. That's actually not that bad. I might actually just do that. But what I was thinking is, wouldn't it be nice if I could just have it all inline, right? It didn't have to be a separate partial, right? And in order to do that, I need some way of getting at this inner template, right? If I can't get at that, I don't know what to render when this is clicked. Ooh, thank you, Android. I really appreciate that. That's really nice of you. So in order to get at this inner template, I use this custom helper so that in the loop inside the helper, I can get the template, right? And I know the name of the template because we specify it here, right? Oh yeah, and we would say to-do.text here because we're naming it like that. My wife just got home and she said hi to the stream. This is Jenny, my wife.
Hello.
Everyone say hi. Everyone is saying hi. Hello, Jenny.
I like the enthusiasm.
Everyone's very excited to see you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
Like 5 people said hello and hi and woohoo.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
What are you guys working on?
Working on the website for Remake. So this website right here, which isn't built out yet, but that Jenny helped me design. Jenny actually suggested the blue color and helped me work on the sidebar.
I think you need to add an orange too to make it so all the colors are represented.
Oh yeah, and she thinks I should make each of these headings orange.
Literally all my feedback to David is add more color because I like color, but I don't think that's good for like simplistic, pretty design, whatever world. Call me simple.
Someone said that you froze their computer because you were too much for the internet.
No, too what?
Too much. That you were too. It couldn't handle you.
What?
Yeah, the desktop app froze.
Oh yeah, I blew up the internet on the reg.
Yep. They said you asked for too much color.
Yeah. Somebody be on my side.
Okay, so it's the difference. So the difference between the custom helper and not having the custom helper is comparing. Here, let's actually do a new page. So the difference is this. So we'll say like example 1 and example 2. And for this one, we need 2 templates. Oops. So for this one, we need to have this loop and then this inner one. So here, we'll just have the inner content. It's actually not too bad, to be honest. I don't know, maybe I go with this and then I don't have to build out a custom helper and I can release the framework sooner without making like a million more improvements. And like hacky improvements, to be honest, if I'm being totally honest. Oops, how did that not work? Okay, and then we have to do. And then this would be like index.hbs. I don't know, I guess I don't have to say which file it is. I could just say like homepage, maybe, and a to-do partial. I don't know if I have to label them, but what do you guys think? Would you rather, if you're looking at like, this is how you build a web app. This is a web app in Remake. Would you rather have this example? We'll say like, we'll call this inline example, or multi-file example. Actually, now the more I look at it, the more I'm like, the multi-file isn't actually that bad. Like, it actually kind of seems simpler. Both is always ideal. Damn you, Solvin. Well, okay, so yeah. Okay. So, but the nice thing about this is that, yeah, okay, well, okay, you guys are obviously right, and, you know, my intuition was right before yours, because I came up with this, you know, so don't even get on my case. No, but you guys are totally right. Oh yeah, we don't even need this. So, and then we can say, we do to do, and then we do like this, I think. And then, yeah, we do to do.text. Okay, so, oops, I just struck through. So you guys are totally right. Ideally, we would have both. But okay, here with this one, so actually let's go to the code pen, because yeah, I can show you. So I'm using like the front end version of handlebars, which should be exactly the same as the back end version, I think. Okay, so we're gonna open this up. So I have a custom for each helper implemented, and I forget everything that this is doing already. Okay, so we are passing in this context, so it's a list of 2 items with hello world, hello world. And obviously I stole this from this guy. Okay. And here, so the comments are, how am I looping through this? Context. So comments come through as context, and then I can have some named parameters. But I wonder, so someone was mentioning like maybe something else would work, right? So if I remove this debugger, if I remove this comment here, so I have the debugger back, and I say, like, I don't know, comment, or wait, for each comments as comment, someone said something. Oh, hey, the virtual hitman. So you are an amateur learning web dev, and you've done a few things for your company and built a few free code camp projects. That's awesome. How am I? I'm doing good. I am a big fan of I'm a big fan of free code camp. I think they're like probably one of the best ways to learn web development today. I'm actually a little jealous of you because there wasn't that kind of thing when I was first starting out, and I think it's, you know, it gives you like a leg up pretty quickly. Yeah, so I really do appreciate you looking that up because you're totally right. However, wait, where are they? The syntax, in my opinion, is the worst. So you have this hash each, and then users, and then you have these totally weird, yeah, I hate it. Why? Why is it there? I just want, you know, it to just say user, right? I really don't like it. Yeah, I like, it bugs me. It bugs the heck out of me. Yeah. Cool, let's check out Will's directory. Huh. That's cool. Yeah, it's pretty simple, but nice, effective. Useful links. Nice. But it's still doing the as an arbitrary attribute for readability. No, I think it has support for it out of the box. I don't even know. I have no idea. Let's check it, right? I mean, we have this CodePen, right? And we can say comments as comment, and then we can look in the debugger, right? So let's do that. And we're going to see everything that we have. So let's do arguments. Well, let's see what's passed in here. So here we have the context, right? That makes sense. Then the undefined, undefined. And then we have data. So we have root and comments. Oh yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah. Hash, nothing in there. Inverse, nothing in there. Yeah, so it looks like when we do this, when we do this syntax here, we actually don't get the as or the comment. Just none of that comes through, which is a real pain in the butt. You'd think they could make like one extra little thing that just says like, and here's everything else we got, you know, like, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, but they don't. They don't pass anything else in. Unless I'm missing something, you know, like on some like prototype or something. I guess we could do like arguments 3. Oh wait, arguments 3. Try a second argument on the method? What do you mean? Which part? Over here? I mean, I'm looking at the entire arguments object. So that's coming through with everything. So I just want to see, what is this fn thing? I think that's just a render function. Yeah. Oh, you know what I could do? No, that's super hacky. Okay, so anyways, this syntax isn't supported. But let's go back to our old syntax. Okay, so now we've got it rendering again. There was something we wanted to look at. Oh yeah, so let's refresh. So if we look at the context, that's just the data context, and the options, we have the data function hash is comment, but can we get the template? How am I getting the template? Context, map, data, rendered item. Oh, this is okay. This is it. Options.fn. So on options, so if I pass in options.fn and I pass in some context. So if I do this and I have a subject in there, then I'm going to get something rendered. So I guess what I was planning on doing is just saving this function. So I was just going to like assign, so I was going to have like, I guess the equivalent is attach it to window, right? So I was going to have like window window dot options hash name is equal to options fn, and then I could do window what was it? Was it a to do, or I forgot what it was called? Comment. So if we do window comment, now I have that function, and that's the function that's going to be able to take data and render data. But it's, I don't know, it's a little bit complicated. So I think you guys are totally right that it would be good to have both options. But I think it's not really that bad to just only support this option out of the box, right? What do you think? Like if I didn't, do you think this is necessary? Because I really do, okay. I mean, I guess what I'm wondering, can you rate, like can you guys maybe have like a vote and you say like, for option A, vote like 1 through 10, and then for option B with the multi-file like 1 through 10. Like if you came to the Remake homepage, right? And then, you know, you see what a real app looks like, right? If you're gonna see this, what would you rate that? And if you're gonna see this, what would you rate that? I guess for me personally, I would say like option A is like, that's pretty close to a 10. I would put that at like maybe an 8 or a 9. I'll do like an 8. And then for B, really, you like B a lot better. You like the multi-file one a lot better, huh? I don't know how to do that. I guess I should figure that out, huh? I want to become an expert streamer someday when I grow up. Hey Airtar, hey Max Jowett. So this one I would rate. This is actually really not that bad to me. I actually kind of like it. I would rate it maybe a 7. I feel like it's not that different. Steven, have a excellent weekend. Thank you so much for stopping by. B7. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Streamlabs poll. Oh, it disappeared? Oh. Ooh, log in with Twitch. Oops. How do I get there? Where did it go? Poll. CloudBot. How come it's not just like a command? Why can't I just do like /poll AB? Loyalty point setup wizard. I don't know about this. No, I don't want to do this. Okay. Please vote. A 1 to 10. B 1 to 10. And this is like for the homepage example. We'll say like example A and example B, and we'll delete that. So the difference is that this is one file, and it says the syntax is actually a little tiny bit more complicated, but then this one's 2 files. I know a lot of you already voted, but if anyone else wants to vote. And I think, yeah, I would put this at like an 8, and I would put this at like a 7. It's really not that much harder. Yeah, it does look a little bit nicer. B6, okay. You just worry that it's adding magic you don't have later. A8, B6. Okay, so there's like a 2-point difference, which if it was like a 1-point difference, I would just be like, whatever. Yeah. So the thing I'm worried about is going down a rabbit hole. I guess I could test this pretty easily, actually. I would like to, but this is all I want to keep up with, to be honest. This is like a huge project, and I have a lot of other things. But yeah, no, totally. Would definitely like to have that. I mean, that's part of the reason I have the public roadmap, you know, the Trello board, is so anyone can contribute. Oh, I don't have Streamlabs modded. Mod Streamlabs. Oh, I did. What does the little thing mean? The little, what does this thing mean? Symbol protection. Command polls. Oh, I could do a poll. Which thing? Options. A. B. Haha. Okay. Done. How do I do it? Oh yeah, there we go. Start poll. Haha. Okay, guys. Everyone vote. I mean, we already know where the vote's gonna land. More work for me. Okay. Nice. Our first poll. Okay. Poll closed. And now. It's the end of democracy. Okay. So, I guess, so the thing I would worry about, so I'm using this, so like I'm keeping track of this function, right? That's able to render when you pass context into it. Right, so I'm getting like options.fn, and I'm saving that on some global object, or you know, some configuration object, and then I want to be able to use that later. But I think the thing I'm worried about is that that function's going to be redefined at a later point, or it's not going to like work how I expect it, right? Because they have complete control over that function, and there's no real way to copy a function. I guess what I could do, no, that would be absolutely crazy. So I was thinking I could render it with like fake data, but yeah, no, that would, I don't know. No, that would be crazy. Oh, I could do that though. So like no, that's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, so let's just see if they change it, right? That'll be kind of good enough, right? So let's just duplicate this, this handlebars helper, and let's just name it something else. So we'll just call it like EA or whatever. We'll remove the debuggers from both of them. So now we have a for each helper and we have an EA helper. And we're gonna just do both of them, right? So we'll just do EA. And it works. Boom, it worked. Okay, so now I want to keep track of the context from the first one. So I'm going to say like, oh, and let's name these things different, right? So this will be comment, and this can be like, I don't know, thing, right? You can be thing, and you're going to be thing, save. Okay, that works. So now we're going to say window, and then I forget what the exact thing we used is. Here it is. So we're going to do this. So in here, we're going to paste that. And then in here, we're going to paste that. And now we're going to see if we have access these later. And let's also, I want to keep these console logs, but let's just make sure we're looking at the right ones, or that it's easy to differentiate between them. So just add like numbers to each of them. Okay, cool. So let's refresh this. Now we should be able to say, oh, you know what we should do? We should put it not on the window object, right? We should just create like a little thing that we can play around with. So helper functions, I don't know, something like that. And then we'll do it like that. Okay, cool. So now we should be able to refresh this. Awesome. And Andrew, thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful day, and hopefully see you next week. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we should be able to do window dot infinity. Oh, that's a challenge. Window.helper functions. Thank you, Android. I really appreciate it. So now we have comment and we have thing. So we should be able to pass these different contexts. But I want to see what is the context. Okay, so we don't need to pass an array. We just pass an object, and it has subject and body. What is this? Comment. Comment. Oh, it's also getting the context. That's weird. I don't know, whatever. That's not what we're testing right now. So we need subject and body. And we're just going to say like A and A. But this isn't really going to... Oh, it didn't work. It didn't even work at all. Maybe... Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. It needs a name. So it needs to be like this, I think. There we go. Okay, so that worked. But it's not really proving anything to us, because if the function's getting overwritten later, it's using the same exact template, so that doesn't prove anything. So let's use a different template. Yeah, we can just say H3. That's fine, and we'll use a span instead for the thing. Okay, cool. So let's refresh. And let's run this one more time. So this, if it doesn't return an H3 in a span, we might be good. Okay, nice. And then if we do pass this to thing, it gives the H3 in the span. Oh, and it expects a thing, not a comment. Okay, nice. So it looks like we can save the function for later. I guess, yeah, it would have had to like overwrite the inner function anyways. So it's probably not Android, you're still here. Are you waiting for more buys? I hope you have a really, really nice weekend and you do something really fun for yourself. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we can hang on to the functions, and then we can use them to render later. I guess one other thing I would be concerned about is rendering subtemplates. So is the function going to be able to render a subtemplate later? You know what I mean? Like, because it's not going to have the same data context later, so it's going to, so when I pass stuff into it, I don't know, I guess that's something I don't really have to worry about. Like, someone's using nested partials. I mean, I really should worry about that. That should be supported. But I don't know, maybe I don't. I guess, really, as long as you're passing them the same data, I'm not sure why it wouldn't work, right? Because you're registering the partials separately, they're global partials, and you have to pass in the sub-data context explicitly. So I think it would be fine. This is one of those things I'm just going to go out with faith on, because I just want the example to work, you know? Okay, so let's... It kind of seems like we can do it. So that means we can support, I don't know, 50% of our new syntax. And instead of for each item, we were going to use, oh no, we were going to use for each item. Okay, for each item, to-dos, item name, and then this should work, but the editable one won't work yet. Okay. That's fine. And then as far as, so just, I want to document this real quick. So like what's required in order to get this working. So we need a new data I editable behavior. But that's not the most important part. The most important part is what we already discussed. So we need a new custom helper. We'll say custom handlebars helper. And this needs to store the render function on options.fn somewhere it can be accessed from anywhere. And then, oh, and we'll say and namespace under the item name string. And we'll say, for example, like for this example above, it's going to be to do. And we'll say which can be gotten from, and we have something here, options hash name. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. I don't know why that's showing up as a URL. Text? Oh no. I messed it all up. Okay, whatever. You can think your URL, that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna store, oh, fat fat2tb, welcome to the channel and thank you for following. I really appreciate it. So we're going to store that render function, namespace there, and then font is fine. Nice. Cool. Are you a programmer or web developer? Are you learning web development? What's your story? And then we're going to say when the new, oh awesome, endpoint is triggered. What are you learning right now? Are you learning front end, back end? Are you learning JavaScript, Rails, APIs, React, Vue.js? We have a few beginners in the chat, so they might be able to help you with like resources. There's someone here that's taking free code camp courses right now. I think it was it Schemer? I forgot. HTML5, CSS, and JS, and .NET. Awesome. I forget who's taking free code camp. Okay, you're a full stack dev. Oh, here, the virtual hitman. Yeah. Sorry about that, schemer. So HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and .NET. So what are you looking to build? Do you have any projects? Are you working at a company? Are you hoping to get hired by a company? What's your story? Okay, so when the new endpoint is triggered, look up template names in the and we'll just give this a name, right? So we'll give this like some name. We'll just say like template. What should it be called? New item. We'll call it like new item template functions. Sure. So then we'll say when new endpoint is triggered, look up the specified template name in the global function store. I don't know what to call it. And we'll say IE and then the same name. Oops. You started programming in Visual Basic 3. That's old. Corporate management apps mostly. That's cool. So like you're like helping like automate like corporate systems and making people's lives easier. And use the found function to render the bootstrap data. If it's not found, look up the template, look up the partial template as usual. Yes, and legal requirements too, and paper free. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you like research like, is it possible with our current like requirements and restrictions for this business to like implement this system or this app or, you know, share this data or something like that? You're kind of like the back-end guy for a company, like the technical person? Okay, cool. That's awesome. Cool. And are you looking to get into like more more like web development and like building apps, or are you looking at like low code tools or no code tools, or what is your like main area of interest right now? Okay, so yeah, I think that should work. And then the new editable behavior. I think I'm kind of winding down a little bit. Net core is the main objective. I actually haven't ever used, well, I did work at a company that used .NET, but I didn't really touch it. You know, I touched a few of the backend templates, but that's it. But yeah, I'm curious, is this, yeah, they're really keeping it up to date, huh? Wow, all these releases are in 2019. Wait, even the 1.0? So wait, this must be a totally new thing. Okay, yeah, it's a totally new thing, right? But like, okay, cool. So they don't really Okay, here. We're building web apps, mobile apps. Oh wow, so they support everything. C#, F#, or Visual Basic, wow. One platform. Huh. I wonder what the code looks like. Yeah, let's look at code. Oh man, I'm not going to be able to run C# code. I'm almost done, by the way, guys. I'm going to stop streaming probably within the next 10 minutes. Hello world. Next step. Hello Anna. Oh, this is like a really basic tutorial, huh? I want to see like what a web app looks like. Namespace my app. That makes, I guess that's kind of like PHP-like, isn't it? Class program, and then this is a method. I don't know. That's fine, I guess. Okay, hello. So they just want me to basically just do this. Oh. Oh, okay. So I'm not getting external input yet. Okay, next step. String interpolation. Okay, so you put a $sign. Oh, okay, so that makes it simpler. So like this. Okay. Right lines. Okay, to upper. So we got it. That's funny, to upper. I messed something up. Compilation error. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Capital T. Oh. Oh, yep. Confused by JavaScript. Okay, cool. Okay, so now we have multiple strings, and we have a for each loop. Let's write this out by hand. So do for each var name in names, and then we'll use our old code here. Okay, I mean, I guess, yeah, this gives me like an idea of what the language looks like, but it doesn't really give me an idea of like, why would I want to use this for a web app? Download and install. Okay, here we go. So create your app. Oh. So it just tells you to download some stuff. Okay, so here we got a page, model. Okay. I don't know. That's okay, I guess. I don't know why. Oh, I guess you can mark it as like a partial or a page or something like that. And then model, this is just telling it where it's getting its data, I guess, or something. And then view data, title is homepage. Okay, and then this is just setting a variable on the page. So this must be for like inserting like an expression. What? What are you? What? What? What did you just say? Don't you dare. Don't you dare even step near there. That is sacred ground for remake only. How could you? How could you compete with the best framework in the whole world? That's not possible. Well, this is kind of cool. Okay, so we figured out a few things today. Oh my goodness. I have to relearn a lot of stuff. Hey, yes operator. Hey, Mossberg Dev. Welcome to the stream. Please follow me. Hey, Big Poop Taker. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say your name like some other streamers might be. That's how real I am. Please follow, and even though you just joined the stream, I'm going to be ending the stream. But if you follow, you can catch up next time, next Thursday and Friday from 12 noon to 3 or 4 p.m. I will be on, hopefully, at exactly those times instead of around those times. But yeah, we figured out a lot of things. We figured out how to save a function from handlebars that we can use to render things later. So that's going to be useful when we're building out our example app later. We came up with a basic homepage that I think is pretty nice. To be honest, I think it's like a good start. We didn't get as far as I was hoping. You know, I was hoping we'd have like the new website updated or whatever. But that's okay. So we'll hopefully next time I'll have like the website up and running with like the new documentation and like how to get started. I guess what would be good is to have so one more question for you guys. What do you think? So having like this basic tutorial, right, where we lead up to the basic app, should that be first, or should like the quick start be first, where it tells you how to like install? Probably the install should come first, right? Or it's just like install, remake, generate a project, just in case you just want to know how to do that. Okay. And the quick start, I mean, you kind of need to know this stuff to kind of get started, but yeah. I'll just say like getting started, and then like I'll just say install steps for now. I'll put that in brackets. Okay, cool. So I'll add those next time, and then at the bottom we'll have like a button, I think. Oops. Oh, that's cool. Button, and we'll have like view full docs, something like that. And yeah, that'll be like the simple web app. And ideally, what we'll have next to like this little example is like a working application, like right on the page. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that. But yeah, I can probably do it on the front end. Use like handlebars on the front end. It's going to be a little weird actually, but yeah. Yeah, it'll be fine. I think it might give the misapprehension that this is a front-end rendered framework if I'm using handlebars on the front end. So I think, yeah, you know what I do? I'll have the code on the left. It won't be editable. But these ones will be editable. So if you edit these, it'll output different data. And then here, you can't edit the code, but you can use the app, right? So you could use the app to like add to-dos, remove to-dos. Or I could just have like a warning under here, or a note under here that just says like, we're using handlebars on the front end here, remake is normally server rendered. And then you could edit the template, which would be kind of cool, right? Yeah, so maybe we're using handlebars JS on the front end here, but remake is normally server rendered and would require a refresh. I don't know, something like that. Maybe just that. I don't know. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the follows and the bits, and just, yeah, all the people that came and talked and hung out. I will see you guys next week. Yeah, have a great weekend, you guys. Bye.